Well, we begin in Uganda, where counting is now underway in the controversial by-election in the northwest town of Arua. The vote was triggered after the previous MP was shot dead earlier this year. There are 12 people vying for the post, but one of the main candidates was not free to actually cast his vote today. Kassiano Wadri was detained on Monday alongside his supporter MP Robert Chagulanyi, who's better known by his stage name Bobby Wine. Well, Uganda's Deputy Prime Minister told Parliament today that Mr. Wine has been flown to a military hospital in northern Uganda for medical treatment and is set to appear before the court-martial in Gulu on Thursday. Well, one candidate who didn't cast her vote is Nusura Tiperu from the ruling NRM party. She has been asking for calm.
I call upon my comrades that look, whereas we are campaigning, we are still people of the same area. This town is a town of businessmen and women. They need us to give them assurance that whereas we are looking for votes, we will leave them peaceful, we will not leave them divided. At least business must continue, their shops must remain safe.
Well, despite those calls, tensions have been high at polling stations all day.
Where have you put them? Where have you put the rest? Where are they? Where have you put them? Why are you opening your business? Why?
Yeah, quite distressing to watch that. This man was being assaulted as people accused him of tampering with voting papers. You can actually hear him being asked, where have you put them, as they hit him about the head. Police officers eventually drove him away. They say that they arrested people suspected of voting irregularities.
We have arrested some people, of course, those ones who are trying to intimidate others along the routes, going to vote like women. We have made some arrests on those ones whom we suspect that they are being ferried in to come and vote, because that's our mandate, to cross-check and it is these very candidates who are calling us. People are coming from Congo, people are coming from where? So it's our mandate now to institute checkpoints and definitely have vehicles impounded and the occupants arrested.
Well, let's speak to Catherine Biaruhanga, who's in Kampala for us. And Catherine, the polling stations closed just after lunchtime. Counting is underway, rather. How is that going? Are people happy?
Well, it's been quite tense in Arua for much of the day. As you can imagine, after the scenes of violence over the last couple of days, people have been quite cautious. The voter turnout has been reportedly quite low, not that many people queuing up to vote for their chosen candidate. And the vote counting is underway. We're expecting that results should be coming out towards the end of the night.
OK, so Bobby Wine, we understand, a lot of confusion as to his whereabouts yesterday, but we now have confirmation that he is in custody. He's been flown to a hospital due to stand court-martial tomorrow, and also the favourite that he was supporting for Arua, Mr. Wadri. Can you tell us the latest details concerning these two men?
Yes, for pretty much the last couple of days, people haven't known where Bobby Wine and the other MPs who were campaigning with him have been. The Deputy Prime Minister, General Moses Ali, addressed Parliament because a lot of lawmakers were quite anxious about where their colleagues were. So he said that Bobby Wine had been under arrest. He's been flown to a military hospital in Gulu, another northern town. He insists that Bobby Wine is still fine, but Bobby Wine's lawyers nor his family have been able to see him yet. The other three MPs who were arrested with him and the parliamentary candidate who was supporting Kassiano Wadri will also appear before a magistrate's court in Gulu. And what the police are saying is that they found 2 rifles in Bobby Wine's hotel room. And this has caused great concern and might be the reason why they've chosen to take him to the military court.
Catherine, why all this violence in Arua? Why does it matter so much?
Well, there are 2 things at play here. First of all, this is an election that really gauges the political mood in the country. You have an opposition that's divided. So you have Bobby Wine on one hand and some other MPs who have chosen to join him. Then you have the traditional parties like the Forum for Democratic Change, Kizza Besigye has been a long-time candidate of this party in the past. So you have this fight between these opposing sides on the opposition. And then you have the ruling party. Can Bobi Wine take on presidential? They're both supporting different candidates. So there's a lot of attention to see whether Bobi Wine can defeat, quote unquote, President Museveni in this election.
Okay, Catherine Biari-Hunga speaking to us live from Kampala. Thank you for that.